of the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, Mr. Craig Ferguson. Hello, sweeties. Listen, I know that many of you are here today are probably wondering, why is he there? I know much more about Doctor Who, and you do. You do. But I'm here because I'm a fan. I've been a fan my whole life. I love this show, and so let me explain to you. Let me explain to you in a way that maybe you'll understand. When I was a little girl, I had an imaginary friend. And when I grew up, he came back. He's called the Doctor. He comes from somewhere else. He's got a box called the TARDIS, which is bigger on the inside, and he can travel anywhere in time and space. I ran away with him, and I've been running ever since. I don't want to spend a lot of time, because we want to get the panel out, we want to get your questions going. And remember, if the right question is asked, the silence will fall. People who are waiting for the Sons of Anarchy panel are very confused, right? I'd like to introduce you to our panel today. First up is the producer of Doctor Who. I believe this is our first panelist today. Please welcome Marcus Wilson to the stage, everybody. Marcus, welcome. Marcus, come on out. Also, the producer and writer of An Adventure in Time and Space, the story of the origins of Doctor Who, Mark Gatiss is here, everybody. Capacity of Game of Thrones stuff, so do not do any buoy Game of Thrones things. Do not cross the streams. He will be playing William Hartnell in An Adventure in Time and Space. Please welcome David Bradley, everybody. David Bradley. Of course, tonight, the Doctor Who lead writer and executive producer, as he's known in my house, the bastard that killed Amy and Rory. Please welcome Stephen Moffat, everybody. The Doctor's new companion, you met her in the Christmas special and some others, and she's about to begin a long and illustrious career in the TARDIS, the lovely Jenna Coleman, everybody. And a young gentleman you may have heard of, he plays the Doctor, Matt Smith. In the show order now, everybody, that I should have a casual remarks with you, casual banter about San Diego. So San Diego's nice. You like it? Yeah. There you go. Let's welcome Jenna though to the panel. You're the newest member of the team. Jenna, welcome to a life of being followed around by creepy people like myself. It'll never go away. You can ask the rest of them. Yes, it is you. Who's taking care of your cats while you're here? I kind of split the room there a little bit. All right. Before we we start the discussion, we're going to throw to the Doctor Who recap video trailer for any of you who may not be up to speed. Let's take a look at the recap video, shall we?
That's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I have to get a TV this big. This is fantastic.
But Matt's chin from this angle.
Actually, it's not angry from this angle. Oh, come on.
Scottish people.
No, it's not. Listen, you're taking the Doctor this year. Stephen, let me ask you, you're going to places, and even in the last season, you went to places that he's never been in the 50 years. What?
Thank you.
Thank you, Sons of Anarchy fans. It's Biker's Doctor Who crossover group. It's a small but very powerful group of people. So you've taken the Doctor, Stephen, to places that he hasn't been before. Notably, lost the sense of grief that came in on the last season, which I was not prepared for. I got a little teary when I watched it again, right there.
Well, Amy and Rory?
Yes.
Yeah. They died in their 80s. How much more merciful could I be?
Yeah.
I mean, if serial killers did that, it would be less bad, wouldn't it?
Yes.
What about 90? I'm gonna live through my natural causes in 40 odd years.
Well, people were very upset with you, though. Did you feel when you took over the job that you had a great sense of responsibility because you're not old enough to have worked on it for the entire 50 years?
Darling. Well, I was 2 when it started, so it would have been a surprise choice, but I would have certainly been up. Yeah, well, I mean, you feel responsibility, of course you do, but no, you don't. You just feel unbelievably excited.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. What is the point in feeling afraid or responsible? You're thinking, I get to do Doctor Who, even if I do it badly. That's cool. It's extraordinary. No, it's been the thrill and the trip of a lifetime. I absolutely adore it. I still adore it to this day. I'm still a fan of it, even though it wrecks every day of my year. Yeah. I just adore it.
What about and going to the origins of if I can throw it to you three at the end there, the making a new Stephen, of course, involved in this as well, but the story of the origins of the show, how did that come about?
Well, it's a story we all, anyone who's been a fan of Doctor Who, all grew up with. It's sort of like our mother's milk, really, like bedtime reading. The story of how...
By the time I was reading, I was off my mother's milk.
Speak for yourself.
All right.
Really, a very unlikely group of people came together through a series of happy accidents to create a show we're still celebrating and loving today. So really, it's a story I particularly wanted to tell for ages, and it all came together for this anniversary with David brilliantly playing the first Doctor, William Hartnell.
Were you a fan of the show before, David?
Yes, well, Mark remembers John Pertwee as his first Doctor. I'm a few weeks older than him, so I remember Hartnell. And it was just every Saturday evening, that's what you did, you know.
Absolutely.
And I wasn't doing it in my teens, I was like 20, so, you know, it was, the pub had to wait.
And I imagine it's been a rather difficult Comic-Con for you because in your Game of Thrones capacity, a lot of people hate you in San Diego.
Well, for some reason, the wedding invitations have dried up.
Let's see if we can take a quick look for a trailer for an adventure in time and space. Let's take a look at that now. Was there any resistance, Mark, to the going back? Did you use any of the old footage? Did you get any of the old stuff that was lying around at the BBC? Was there anything that you could get your hands on?
Well, actually, really, obviously the episodes and stuff. No, it's all a new build. The TARDIS and everything is a new build.
You didn't get any old TARDIS-y bits?
One thing happened which was fantastic. In the original TARDIS, there's a brass pillar which was hired from a place called Trading Post, which is where most props come from on TV. And the production designer went back and said, with a picture, said, we need something like this. And they said, what, those? And there they were, the same ones from 50 years ago, just waiting to be hired again. So we put them back into the original TARDIS. I said, well, it was fun. The whole project, though, was full of amazing little coincidences like that. And one thing is incredible. We had 4 Marconi cameras in the studio from the time. One of them was actually still working. and when you plug it into a monitor, it has exactly the same information, visual information, as an old camera does. So looking at the monitor was like looking back through time, and everyone actually looks so much like the original actors. It was spooky, really spooky. I recorded it all for my own benefit.
Marcus, you and Stephen produced this, is that right?
No, I didn't produce this one.
You did?
That's the first time I've seen it.
Oh, well, did you like it?
I loved it.
That's good. All right, so let's move on then. We got the 50th anniversary trailer coming up as well. 50th. Did you feel getting to the 50th anniversary? Because I don't know if you're doing a series like this, going over a long period of time. Is there a sense of improvisation when you're writing, or do you map it out? You know where you're going, or you just kind of like hope you can figure something out from one season to the next?
Well, I still got the memo from Verity Lambert outlining what she wanted for the 50th. So I just went with that. Well, it's a lot of it's improvisation, to be honest, but there are certain things we've been setting up for a very long while, certainly since I took over, that will be resolving in the 50th in Matt's final episode. There's a plan, but there's also the newest idea you have is always the most exciting somehow. So you want to keep it new, you want to keep it fresh. I may just kill the loved people now and then.
Yeah. And what about you, Matt? You're leaving, of course, and Jenna, you're just arriving. Is there a sense? Are you afraid, either one of you, of what's in front of you?
No, I'm excited. I mean, I can't wait to go back and shoot.
That's what watching that trailer does. It makes you just be like, oh, I want to get back to Cardiff,
Yeah,
get back on set.
and make it again, exactly. And it's been the most fabulous journey. I'm very proud of what we've all achieved. I take with me great friends, you know, and I think we'll try and make the Christmas special one of the best, and you know, just the most inventive, brilliant movie. All those things. I'm determined to make it a real belter.
No pressure, I'm on page 22.
What about the chemistry between the Doctor and his companion? There's always this kind of weird, unresolved, kind of friendly, unresolved sexual tension. I assume it's unresolved. And I haven't seen it. I don't know. But you know, is there a sense of, are you intimidated by, or do you look at the work of the actors? Not necessarily intimidated, but look at the work of the actors who went before. Notably, maybe. Piper and Tennant, who had a fantastic. Do you observe it because you're playing the same character? So
Yeah, which you are. You know, he's the same man, but also each actor that plays it comes with a different sort of emotional background and makeup and all the rest of it. And actually, if you look at me and Dave is sort of more swashbuckling with the ladies, and my Doctor is often quite sort of flummoxed. You know, River is the ultimate alien to him, and you know, and so it depends sort of what spin you want to do. But now Clara's come along, and she's different to Amy. She kind of challenges him in a different way. I think he'd have more chance of snogging Clara than he would.
He's kind of, I mean, he's a bit asexual, really.
Yeah. Well,
Your Doctor is.
I think there are a lot of young people here who would completely disagree with what you're saying.
At times.
Yes. Well, listen, let's have a quick look, before we get to your questions from the floor, let's have a quick look.
Before we do the trailer, could I just say something?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. One thing is really important. This is a Comic-Con exclusive. It is only being seen here at this time on this day. Now, we did a Sherlock panel the other day, and thank you. My very lovely wife asked everyone not to post the scene online. Within about 2 minutes, someone had posted the audio on Tumblr. Now, we're still going to show the trailer, though there was a discussion about that. But quite honestly, and I don't want to sound like a complete bore, and I'm telling you off, but if this goes online, if the sound goes online, there will be no more Comic-Con exclusives from Doctor Who with Sherlock. I'm sorry, I have to say that. So can you all promise, as 6,000 of my closest friends, that also applies to space and time, all right? All of space and time. Too late. Yeah.
All right, let me just turn off my phone. And you turn off yours. Don't be rotten.
Yeah.
Be nice. All right. okay? Let's get to what you're here for, which is, of course, your chance to talk to the panel. Let's try and throw open as soon as we can to the Q&A from the floor. How are we actually running that, Comic-Con bodies? Where's the microphone for people to ask questions of the panel? Where are they? Over there where the light is? All right, or is that just people waving? There's a... You're just, hello, yes, I'm busy. Where is the microphone for people that... It looks like there's a microphone stand there, is that right? Oh, it definitely is there. All right, well then, I'll ask you a question then.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for having a great show. I was recently in hospital for bone cancer, and every day just waking up and watching your show, it got me through that very much. And I just wanted to ask what your favorite scenes from for this season.
From the season that we've just shot, I think at the start of In the Name of the Doctor, when Clara's visiting like all 11 of us, is pretty special.
That was a cool day. We recreated with a double the first ever the Hartnell scene, which was stupidly exciting. And Stephen came down to set, and we were all kind of giddy for the day. I also love the TARDIS on a cloud.
Yeah.
I think it's so fairy tale. They're just that kind of, it's such a strong image for me. The TARDIS on a cloud with the spiral staircase. I loved all of that stuff.
Hello.
Hello. First of all, just thank you so much. We're gonna miss you, Matt. It was great seeing you as a doctor.
Thank you.
Secondly, the season before when you did it in America, are you guys thinking of doing another one in America maybe? And how was it being in America from in Britain?
Well, I would just like to go on record to say I really want to shoot the Christmas special in America. Can we afford it? I think this is a maybe. Is this a maybe? Can I get a definite maybe?
I think it's fascinating you get to watch the negotiation process between the actor and the producer of the show.
There isn't any negotiation.
Yeah, I know.
We might go back to America if you think of a great reason to go there. It's all like that. Marcus is probably one to ask about what it was like to shoot in America.
It was brilliant shooting in America. It was great going to locations like Central Park, like Monument Valley that you've only seen in movies. So it felt fantastic to do it, and everybody was so supportive. But the American crew they didn't really know the show, and they kept saying to us, "Oh, it'll be easy getting around New York. Don't worry." And thousands of people turned up to see us. It was fantastic. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
I've had a great idea for a story.
Oh.
There should be an alien invasion at Comic-Con. Because who would know? Who would know? They could just walk about and nobody cover.
Perhaps it's already happened.
Exactly.
Do you have another question from the floor?
I just want to say Game of Thrones and Doctor Who are my two favorite shows of all time. And my favorite episode is the Satan Pit because the Doctor was really out of his element. Would you like to see, would you do that again, or did you not like doing stuff like that?
Sorry, what was it you meant about the Satan Pit?
That was his favourite episode.
Yeah, to do another story like that?
Because the Doctor was out of his element, he didn't know anything about the enemy.
Oh yeah, no enemy, he was fighting Satan, that was a big one. The devil himself, and he lost. Well, everything's up for grabs. I love that story too. I think it's a wonderful two-parter. So, yeah, absolutely.
Stephen, do you like doing the historicals rather than they used to call them that in the old days of Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Historical. Do you like doing those, or do you
mean the ones in the historical
Yeah,
setting?
going back to a real time that's in Earth history.
I usually get other writers to do those because it involves research. So I get Mark to write. But when Russell was writing it, he went away. He got me to do I got me to do two things. I did the Second World War and I did Madame de Pompadour. That's the only one I've ever. How pleased Renette would be. And that's the only time I've ever had to do research in my entire life. And I was thinking, God, it's Doctor Who, he's made up. and I had to read a book about frogs.
I see where you're going. Let's take another question from the floor, shall we?
Okay.
Hi.
Breathe, man. It's all right.
Alright. America wants the Doctor Who experience. Will you bring the Doctor Who experience?
I'm very happy to ask our colleagues at BBC Worldwide if they will bring the Doctor experience to America, or failing that, just fly to Cardiff. And we're right there.
It's a lovely time.
It's a lovely
Very
time.
nice time. Yeah, you probably should.
It rains a lot though. Who knows?
I think the more people that watch Doctor Who in America, the more likely it is. That's what will happen. The more successful the show becomes, the more likely it would happen over time. But money. Can I ask the one question you had? The lady in the understated frock. But,
I love that Doctor Who is about intelligence and romance as opposed to brute force and cynicism. And my question is for Stephen, when you're talking about Doctor Who to someone else or you're casting for Doctor Who, the doctors are all different, but what are the adjectives that you use that are all of them?
I think, well, there is only one Doctor. He has lots of different faces, but he's always the same. I mean, he's the most, he lives in the moment all the time. He never really looks back, because if he did, he'd be staring all day. He's a creature of the moment right now. As a time traveler, I suppose everything is happening to him at once anyway. The other thing is that I sort of think he's every age at once as well. He's a child, he's a stroppy teenager, he's a middle-aged boar, he's a grumpy old man, all at once, all those things at the same time. And it is the act which I think Matt to date has done the best is to combine the old man and the child so that you see them both all the time, in every second that he's on there. He doesn't know he's the hero. He'd be really surprised to know there was a show about him. He just thinks he's larking about and trying to get to a fairground. He'd be quite surprised if he discovered that he was actually the hero of an early evening Saturday adventure show. I suppose we'd all be surprised by that. But that's what he is. He's a big kid and an old man at the same time.
you are, presumably going through the process of getting through Matt's replacement right now, or casting.
Yeah.
And, or maybe you've done that, and maybe
No, I haven't done it yet.
Okay, because I just, if you had any news for anybody. But no one would would we tell anyone?
No.
No, hey, relax. No, another question from the floor? Hello.
Hi.
Captain Jack. I want to know why he wasn't in the 50th anniversary special, and we'll be seeing him in future episodes as a special guest appearance.
Well, you can't put everybody in the 50th. Do you know how many? It's been going for a very long while. And how do you know what is or is not in the 50th? You've seen H. Wickham. And I have lied my arse off for months. You know nothing, so don't make presumptions. The other thing is, it's always story-driven. It is always story-driven. If you have a great idea for Captain Jack, he'll come back. If we don't, then we won't. As simple as that. Boring answer, but the truth.
Young lady.
Hello, Doctor.
Which one?
Names are funny. What is it you call me?
Idris, hi. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Doctor.
Good to see you.
Wonderful. I wanted to tell you thank you for everything. You guys are part of this huge show that's changed people's lives. And it's amazing and incredible. And it's lasted so long. So I wanted to ask everyone, what changed? What did Doctor Who change about your life the way it's impacted ours?
Wow, God, it changed everything. It changed my life and my family's life. And, I'm proud and grateful to be part of it. I've got some of my closest friends, from having worked on the show. And also, just because I am on the way out, I just wanted to say thank you for all your support and encouragement and stuff.
Jenna, you just have you noticed any big changes?
It's changing every day at quite a fast rate. This is new. I mean, it's just, I kind of just get filled with the magic of it all, and especially this year in particular, it's felt like such a celebration, and just to kind of be part of that circle. And also, this is my kind of first experience of Comic-Con, and it's been so great to see people on the streets, doctors and Claras, and the effort people go to, and it's really rewarding to kind of see.
We've been playing a game as well when we're driving round, just to boost our egos. If we see a doctor and a Clara, we wind down the window and we go, "Oh, hey doctor, how's it going?" And we met this guy like yesterday, didn't we? And we wound down the window and we were like, "Hey doctor, great costume, how's it going?" He looked at us and was like, "Yeah, what?" And then we wound and there was a Clara behind him, and Clara sort of tapped him on the shoulder and drove him away, and then he was like, "Oh no!" You're really good at cosplay, the Who fans. Yeah. It's good. We have a really strong footprint here.
Yeah. Is there an enormous difference between the UK fans and the American fans, and how they react to the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're louder, which is great.
From the floor, if you please.
Hi, I'm Marina, and I just really wanted to ask, what was your favorite memory with the cast from Series 7?
Who are you asking
filming?
that to?
The whole panel.
Anyone get favorite memories?
Ooh, yeah, many memories. From 7, right, let's think. We started out with bells. Where did we travel?
I've got one. You can think of yours. It was going on at the very beginning. We did Asylum of the Daleks, and I went into a room where we all had all the Daleks, just sitting there, and it was just so exciting. It was a room full of every different kind of Dalek.
Yeah, we couldn't get you out of that room.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Jenna?
We had a really funny day on set, which was in the Snowman episode. We are up on the roof, kind of having a confrontation.
Yeah.
Before the ladder goes down, and that was a fun day because I think it was kind of all the elements of Doctor Who. It felt with the director shouting "crumb." Did you remember that?
Yeah. It sort of was doing crumb. Yeah, and you know what?
Because we often have to react to things that aren't there. So instead of actually seeing a snowman,
someone will go
crumb.
You go. And there's so many, the great thing about the show is every 2 weeks you have fabulous actors coming in and out. The landscape of the set and the world completely changes, the stories change. You have writers like Mark, Stephen, it's high quality, so there's so many memories really.
I can tell you mine. Mine is lucky enough to get Dame Diana Rigg in my second episode. And the moment where she pulls back her Victorian dress, revealing that a prehistoric red leech is clutching her breast, is something I never thought I'd see on British television. It was a great moment.
God bless you, sir. God bless you. Next question from the floor, please.
Just wanted to mention before I ask that I will cry when Matt Smith leaves.
Oh, you will.
Yes, Moffat will make sure of that. Mr. Moffat, I was wondering if you drew any inspiration from the Cartmel plan.
The Cartmel Master Plan, as I believe we call it. I never knew what it was. I liked it, and I liked that era of the show, and I liked the idea of the Doctor having a mysterious past, but I never got to find out what the answer to all that was. I suppose we shouldn't. So not especially. Beyond the idea that I think I agree with Andrew that the Doctor should be mysterious. He's a man, he hasn't told you everything. In fact, he's told you barely nothing. He's managed 50 years without introducing himself properly. So I think he's quite, I like that idea that he's powerful and mysterious and a bit remote. And you don't really know. But beyond that, not especially. No. Nice fairs.
Hello.
Hello, other young lady.
Hi.
Much like the other young ladies.
My name's Sophia. First, I wanted to say hi, Jenna and Matt.
Hi.
Hi, Sophia.
Second, I want to thank you on behalf of everyone for everything you've done with the show to affect us.
Thank you, that's very kind.
My question is for the entire panel. I wanted to know if you could play any character thus far through the Doctor Who series, who would it be and why?
Wow. Probably the Master, just because I think. Alternative, and it's quite meaty.
I play Strax.
You're not tall enough. I'm not going to lie, I'd want to be the Doctor. I'd never be the Doctor because I'm rubbish at acting, but of course I'd want to be the Doctor. That's what I've dreamed of all my life.
Let's go down, David.
I had such a good time on dinosaurs on the spaceship with Matt. And I mean, coming into the studio and seeing the actual TARDIS there for the first time, it gave me a shiver, and that was so exciting. And when it finished, I thought, well, that's it. That's my Doctor Who experience. How wrong I was. And well, it's the same for me. The Doctor. I mean, I watched the trailer last night for the first time on my iPad. I hadn't seen anything of it before, and my first thought was, hopefully one day I'll be able to tell my grandchildren that I was the Doctor. For me, that's enough. That's it.
I've been lucky enough to be Doctor Who twice, so I'd like to be Joe Grant.
I think I'd like to work for Miss Kislet in the Clown because it would make my life much easier if I could control every view from the internet.
Another question from the floor.
Hi there, my name's Matthew. Hi Matt.
We met the other night, didn't you?
Yes.
Thank you for your letter.
Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you. And hello to you, Craig. You're an inspiration to me as well. I'm waiting for you to go into the TARDIS yourself. Throwing that out there, Steve. My question to you guys is actually for all of you. I was wondering if each of you could take the TARDIS back in time to a moment in your lives, what would it be and why?
Wowza. Well,
it's a deeply personal question, Matt, so let's have it.
Okay, where would I go? I mean, you know, some I can say in a room full of 7,000 people and some I just can't. So, no, where would I go? I would go... Someone else has probably got an answer, I'm going to think on this.
Is there anyone who has a time in their life they think they can take their TARDIS to and redo it? Yeah, everybody's got that. I'm not going to tell you. Are you? Somebody might. No, I don't think anyone's going to call any of that. I have a question. Why do you think... I've noticed that, looking at out here today, the audience in America seems to be a great deal younger than perhaps the audience I'm aware of in the UK. There seems to be a huge movement of young people that enjoy the show here. Is that something that you cultivate, Stephen, or is it something that happened by accident?
Well, I mean, we've still got a huge audience of children. I think we seem to get more of the 20-somethings here than we do in the UK. You're cheering a decade of your life. That's.
There's one to cheer.
I think I think we in the UK we tend to lose them in their 20s and they come back later.
I think
the kids. But so this is pretty tricky. It may be just the scheduling. This Doctor Who's on sort of 7 o'clock-ish, 6:30 in the UK, and I believe here it's on 9 o'clock, and so it could just be that.
Can I ask you a quick question? How many of you people watch the show as it goes out or illegally watch it at other times? The show has. How many of you watch it as it actually happens?
We're not taking names.
As a show of hands, and listen, it doesn't really matter to us, how many watch it illegally, just so we know?
Yeah, I'd say that was a wake-up call to everyone who works in television right now. But is it something that you think about when you're writing? Do you think about the audience? Do you think just story all the time?
You know, the only way to write anything is to write it for yourself. Because that's the only thing. When you think of a joke, you just think of a thing that makes you laugh.
Right.
It's witless and pointless to try and work out what other people like, especially complete strangers, especially several million complete strangers. I absolutely write Doctor Who, as we all do, just for what I would like to see in Doctor Who. Right. And I know I've got it right if I think, I wish I could now have my brain wiped so I could just watch it.
Yeah. Let's take another question from the floor. The gentleman in the sparkling jacket.
Yes. My name's Tony. To represent the amazing Doctor Who cosplayers and to commemorate Matt, your amazing 11th Doctor, I've crafted this 11th Doctor jacket out of exactly 11 Comic-Con swag bags. For the sole purpose of your autograph right here. Is that possible?
I'm sure we can get that organised. Absolutely. Yeah. And have you got a Sharpie?
I do.
All right, yeah. Run up now and I'll do it.
Man will now sign his autograph on the gentleman's sleeve. Please enjoy some music. He's Doctor Who, he'll come and write his name on you.
We've now got exactly one question.
Do we have any more questions?
Will Matt Smith sign me as well?
Do we have a question from the floor? Yes, hello, young lady.
Hi. First, Stephen, I'm confused. You said we were your best friends.
You are my best friend.
And then you said we were strangers.
Oh. Why can't strangers be your best friends?
Yes.
It keeps the mystery going and the excitement.
Okay, well, my question was for all of you. You guys have had some incredible characters on the show. One of my favorites is River Song. I wanted to know, what are some of your favorite scenes, River Song moments?
Oh, wow, so many. So many River Song moments. I love the scene where you know, it's in prison, and I'm walking back, I don't know what episode it's in, and I'm walking, there's a TARDIS over here, and I walk back, and she kisses me, and she's brilliant in it. She's so just flowery and camp and wonderful.
Yeah, that's, I quite like the farewell, the goodbye, Matt saying goodbye to her, and because completely unremarked in that. No one brought it up, and I wondered if they would. It's the first time we ever actually see the Doctor kiss somebody else, not get kissed, but actually grab somebody and go for it. It's the first time ever. He does it clearly with lustful intent, and no one remarked on it at all. That's probably my favourite. But actually, you know, there's a scene when they're flirting in Day of the Moon, and he's saying shut up, and she's saying make me. I loved all that, and it was just. Because the Doctor's so bad at flirting and he's so thrilled by it. He's flirting with me.
How are we doing for time? Time for some more questions? Yeah, we have. But one more from the floor. Hello.
Hi. I'm Marissa. Wow, this echo's really weird. I know everyone's really sad about Matt leaving his role as the Doctor, but I just wanted to say that I'm really proud of you for making that decision. I know it was a really hard decision. Just want to say that I'm proud. Yeah. And my question is for Matt and Jenna. If you could create your own alien monster to battle, what would it be like?
Wow, that's an amazing question. What would it be like? It would be, mine would be really big. I'd create something.
I'm picturing lots of arms right now.
Oh right, really, multiple arms, like a Buddha alien. No, I'd create something huge and big with claw. I quite like the sort of, you know, the monsters that chase you. Or actually, no, I'm lying. I like the psychological ones. I don't know. Stephen and Mark and the clever people do all that. We just turn up and get the lines in the right order.
The Whispermen were my favourite from last year.
They were amazing. The Whispermen were great. Yeah. What would your monster be? Have you thought about it? Have you pondered this? No.
Not so easy when it's turned on you. Hey, is it true that there's a Weeping Angel's action figure? Is that an actual thing?
Yeah.
I saw that. So, but if you can see it moving, then you're screwed. That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
As a monster, I've written 3 Weeping Angel stories, and they're hell to write because you're writing chase scenes with a thing that doesn't move.
Well, then how action figure then.
More of an inaction figure.
An inaction figure. So what you're saying is that anyone who's near a statue has their own weeping angel action figure.
I've got one in my garden. I've got one in my
It
garden.
does, like a proper big one. Like,
Really?
Yeah, down the bottom of the garden. It looks brilliant. It's just like that.
He's not, man. Well, it wasn't the last time I looked at it.
We thought,
I think he gets excited when you come round.
and we thought it might be funny to sort of place it in his neighbour's garden, and then I'd get dressed up in character and go knock on the door. But we didn't do it.
We did a thing called Crash the Elysium, remember that? Which was a sort of immersive theatre experience where people are taken to a crash ship and they're attacked by weeping angels.
Really amazing thing.
And really, really genuinely frightening. And Matt was going to make a personal appearance at it, but before he did that, he decided he wanted to go round it and see what it was like. So he put his hoodie on and he snuck along at the back. And he saw one particularly frightened little child. And so he went over to say, "It's not real." And she looked up to see the doctor. May not have had the desire.
Is there any time you've written an episode and you think, I've gone too far? I've gone too far.
Yes, and then we put it on television.
Yeah. Because the Weeping Angels episodes, to me, are genuinely I mean, I'm not easily scared, but that genuinely frightens me, that stuff.
Doctor Who's supposed to be scary. I mean, it's supposed to be sort of healthily scary, but kids in particular rate Doctor Who on how frightening it is. If you ask them if they liked an episode, they'll say it was scary or not scary, and that's the entire judgment for them. It's meant to be frightening. When I was a kid, I was proper terrified of Doctor Who.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Absolutely, genuinely frightened. And I'm still a wuss. I can't watch frightening films. Doctor Who is my absolute limit. I can't get past it. Mark watches endless horror. I can't even go around his house. I'm too frightened. I find his documentaries quite scary. It's the TARDIS.
Oh, it's back. Look at that. I didn't know it had legs. Do you have a question, TARDIS? Or are you just passing through? Whirling.
License is obtainable immediately.
Well, look at that. Isn't that a lovely... You know, you're smaller than you look on TV. Hey, and is there a point in the scariness, or is there a point of gore that you won't go past? If you say, is it limited by what?
Well, we wouldn't do gore in Doctor Who. I mean, I think it's fairly hardwired into all our heads, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that,
You just never do blood.
Yeah.
Is that an absolute rule? Is that a production rule? No blood?
It's not so much a rule, it's just that it's sort of how styling wouldn't feel like Doctor Who if it was all horrible and gory. We just kill people discreetly and nicely. But Marcus is on the floor sorting these things out.
Yeah, we all kind of know the show we're making, so we want to scare kids, definitely.
Right.
We want to scare ourselves, but we don't want to disturb anybody. Yeah.
Although we blew Solomon up in a spaceship.
Yeah. He was slightly being Solomon, wasn't he?
What about when Hillary Jones blew up that spaceship and then it felt like snow on London? That was presumably alien bits falling, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, yes, but it looked like snow.
So as long as it looks pretty, you can do anything you want to them.
More or less.
Yeah, right. That seems fair. I think we're pretty much what you say to me. Oh, stop. Right, okay. You can just say stop. You don't have to hold up a sign that says stop. Right, say it. Stop. Please thank our panel for showing up.